share the moment that God called you into ministry across cultures, especially towards students and communities in Spain?
I became a believer in my 20s. I think that I was like, good thing I'm not doing or working with kids. I didn't think I liked kids at all.
Mary has several sons, mind you.
Yes, I do love my children. But I remember, because I'm a registered nurse by practice. I haven't worked for a long time, and I didn't want to be in peds.
Okay, got it.
So, yeah, they asked me in Bible study if I would lead kids, and I said, I'll pray about it. And the Lord said, yeah, I want you to do it. So there I realized, wow, I really like working with kids. And so then as I was growing, I'm like, Lord, where do you want me to serve in my church? And as I was looking, there was a Mission-Minded Kids was open. So it's a missions class for kids 3rd through 5th grade. And as I was reading those stories, because the most of the curriculum was just reading mission stories to the kids, and I just fell in love. Like, it's like, wow, these people are the heroes of our faith. You know, they're living this out. And so I'm just like, this is so cool, Lord. I just got a heart for missions. I think God gave that to me because a couple of my kids wanted to go into missions too. And so he got me ready for what they're, them being a long ways away.
That is kind of crazy to see how that kind of did prepare you. I mean, your kids probably saw an element of your passion. And then I think that's a lot of what happens to kids is we see our own parents' passion and that kind of inspires us in our own careers. Yeah. But that's so interesting.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and then one of our pastors said, hey, he had been a missionary in Spain.
Okay.
And so he knew the Young Life leader, and the Young Life leader was saying, hey, I want to bring kids to the United States so they can get exposed to the gospel. Can you find some families for me? He asked me, would you please be my administrative assistant here
to
like
find eyes
these
on the ground,
families.
kind of, yeah.
And then, the Lord had prepared our house for us. We kind of have like a little pad in the basement that's nice for hosting because we always keep the leaders, or if a student is having any problem at a home, we can bring them, or say their family. Like this year, there was somebody who was on a European vacation for the first 2 days of their stay of July. And so we're like, we'll keep them. So we kept 2 students for a couple of days, and then they went to their family. So God's prepared my life and my passions for serving.
I do see that. That's fantastic.
Yeah, it really is.
It's wonderful to see how he knits that all together.
He does. And it really is. It's amazing because it's missions coming to us. And it's amazing for the church because it really doesn't cost the church that advertises it anything. It's the family takes the responsibility of and the funds they're paying for the kids.
So food, anything like supplies that they may need, that's all covered by the families.
Yeah, when the kids come, they come for just about 4 weeks.
Okay.
And one of the weeks they're at Young Life Camp.
Okay.
And then they take a 2-day trip to LA because that's why they like to come to San Diego, because they want to come see LA. Because they see it in the movies and they want to see Santa Monica.
Sure.
I've seen it in the movies, in the TV shows.
What do foreign exchange students experience spiritually and emotionally when leaving home, and how do you help them adapt? So we kind of talked about the length of time that they're gone, kind of the age that they are, but I'm sure that that's still kind of difficult for them. They're leaving their family, they're joining a new family that believe different things, potentially do things differently. So how do you see them adapt to those challenges?
They're excited to come usually because in Europe, traveling and English learning or language learning trips are pretty popular from what I'm seeing. A lot of people, at least in the middle and upper class, will spend a decent amount of money on that, much more than America. They know it will help their careers and everything. So it's not like it's foreign to them.
Okay.
And then with Young Life Spain, we try to get, as soon as we've gotten the families all together, then we start to connect the student with the family that Jonah has picked, or my leader has picked for them. And so then we have the family start to communicate with them. Great. And that helps to break the ice so that they don't feel like, who is this family that I'm going into? The Young Life Spain students, they're high schoolers.
Okay.
So 14 to 18. So it's always, our aim is to have kids in the family, especially if they have high schoolers, but we can't always do that. But we've had good experiences with retired couples too. We had a retired couple that was a blast, and the boys just adored him.
Oh,
I mean,
that's
he was,
awesome.
he was a superintendent in the Escondido school system. So he was used to kids.
Okay.
And
what a good candidate for that.
Oh, he was amazing. The family was amazing. So God flexes and he does a lot of things. And it's like, it's fun to see each year how he has preordained where they're going to go.
Sure.
So,
well, that's good. That's kind of good to hear that there aren't many at that age. You're already more doing things on your own. I'm sure even in different countries, they maybe are able to let their kids walk to school more often or do things independently that maybe kids in the U.S. wouldn't be used to that. And so that is good to hear that most kids are just jazzed to come and not scared or like feel like they're being forced into it at any point. And that's great.
Yeah. And the families really are, I mean, the families, most of them are just amazing. So God really handpicks. So they don't really necessarily know all the other students from Spain, because they're just, if they've signed up, they get to know the students, but they come with usually a 20 to 30-year-old leader from Spain.
Okay.
And they'll have one male and one female. And so that, because when they go to camp, they're going to be in
like the counselor.
Yeah, they're counselors.
Got it.
And then those counselors will go home with them, and they really want to disciple them afterwards when they're back in Spain.
Gotcha.
So they get exposed to the gospel here, and then they go back, and they're always aiming to try to get them to join them, like for cabin time back in Spain.
Great.
It's a struggle because Spain is very dark, and the kids, there is a great resistance.
Oh,
against,
interesting.
Yeah.
Do you know what the percentage is there of Christian population?
Definitely no more than 5%.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah, low.
Yeah. I mean, the churches are usually, when I've asked people what size are your churches, of the leaders, they're like, like 50 people.
Oh, okay.
So they're small churches. Yeah. They're definitely less than 100
They're
people.
probably mostly Catholic, right? Would that be probably the main?
Yeah, there's lots of Catholic churches because it's funded by the government.
Got it. Yeah.
But there's evangelical churches there. So the leaders will go to evangelical churches. The kids will talk about their Catholic. That's their word for Catholic.
Okay.
And so they're used to Catholic.
Got it.
But very few of them, their parents will go. They're like, my grandma goes. Yeah, my grandma goes to one of those big cathedrals.
Yeah. Again, they're de-churched. They're familiar with Jesus, and they're familiar with a general story of the crucifixion or the resurrection, but they don't know how it all fits together until they get exposed to it this way.
So these leaders and the other students do help them, though, because we do get together. The kids don't have a program that they go to every day.
Okay.
And they're all pretty good, medium to pretty good English speakers.
Okay.
There's been maybe 2 out of the 12 years I've done it that had really poor English and couldn't speak much. Thank goodness they were with another student. So, or the family spoke Spanish and could speak to them.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, I forgot about that. There's so many Spanish speakers here that can kind of bridge that gap too.
A lot of times the families that are interested are like, oh, I speak Spanish. That would be fun to have. So it's nice that they, but we do have a lot of Spanish speakers in this area.
Yeah,
so
that's fantastic.
It's helpful. But, we're trying, don't speak too much Spanish to them. They're supposed to learn English.
Yeah, exactly.
They already speak, the kids speak it to themselves.
Yeah, don't tell them that you speak Spanish. Otherwise, they're just going to want to keep speaking Spanish.
Yeah, because it's hard, It
is hard.
Especially at night, they'll be like, when they first get off the plane, they're like, oh, my brain hurts and I'm so tired. I can't translate.
I know, totally.